The 29th of August, Rabbi Furst, Mishna Berura.
And if, oh,
Okay, go ahead.
okay. And if, let's see, I lost my place. If he mentions it before Sha'akar Raglav, he moves his feet,
If
He
he
steps
didn't
back the
remember,
Shemona Esrei.
or steps
Or-
back.
right, if he didn't remember before he took his 3 steps back,
Okay, then he has to repeat the bracha hashiva. Omer she, and then he continues from there. And further,
order.
I guess. In order. Okay.
right, so if a person sometime before he takes his 3 steps back and remembers that he said, right, he didn't say Melech HaMishpat, so they has to go all the way back to the bracha of Hashiva of Hashavtenu, and then pick up the beginning of that bracha and continue on through the Shemona Esrei again.
Okay. Let's see. So let's see the Imloni's Ad Sha'akar Raglav. And if he doesn't mention it until he
Right.
moves his feet back,
He doesn't recognize, didn't remember until he
oh,
stepped
he
back.
didn't remember.
Didn't
Uh-huh.
remember. He forgot about it completely.
Okay.
The 3 steps back.
Oh, Choser LaRoche. Then he has to go back to the beginning of the Shemona Esrei.
Right.
Wow.
Okay, let's see the Mishna Berura here. Beginning Aleph.
Okay. So it says, B'aseret Yimei Teshuvah, b'mahara katav diyesh mekomot nohagim lomar ma'aravit b'shnei leilot shel Rosh Hashanah.
Well, I mean, that's a piyut. That's a specific piyut, which depends where you daven, what ma'amakser you have.
Uh-huh. Okay, so that's said on the first 2 nights of Rosh Hashanah.
Right.
Okay. So is this? Yeah, but I ran out of paper. I have to fix it after I'm done reading. The Ein Nohagim Kain B'Mekomenu Lefi Shehem Shirot U'Shvachot. So the Ein Nohagim, it's not a custom in our places, according that they Shirot, they sing and praise.
Right. These are songs and praises. So
Songs and
some
praise.
places they don't do that.
Okay. Od katab b'shem min hagim denohagim hakahal omar pasuk tiku v'chodesh shofar v'gomer. Okay, and furthermore, it's written that it's a minhag of the congregation to say the pasuk tiku v'chodesh shofar v'gomer. Below have a hefsek. Oh, and there shouldn't be an interruption. The have.
Yeah, it's not considered. It's not considered to be an interruption.
Oh, it's not considered. Okay. The have kiguula arikta.
Richta, Ula Arichta. It's all part of the. That you make that they interject that pasuk between the bracha of Gal Yisrael and the beginning of Shemona Esrei. But the reason that they are allowed, those places who do it because it's considered to be part of the Gula Aricht. It's all part of the bracha Gal Yisrael.
Oh, okay. Wow. Okay, so
You're supposed to say Melech Kadosh, Melech Kadosh.
no, this is bet. Oh, this isn't bet in the up above, though, is it?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
Oh, so let's go back to the top.
no, it's Sifkat and Bet.
Melech
It's Bet.
Mr. Mechaber said you say Melech Kadosh and during your first make tshuva.
Oh, okay, yeah, I see it. Sometimes this book has large letters and sometimes small ones.
Yeah.
Okay, so Hamelech HaKadosh, the Holy King. Okay. Mishum she'akshav heim yimei din, she'akadosh baruch hu yoshev, v'dan kol ha'olam, u'mar'eh machuto u'memshalto, shehu b'chol ma'shalah. Okay, this is because now these are the days of judgment that HaKadosh Baruch Hu sits and judges the whole world, Umar'et Machut, and it appears in his kingdom, Umem Shalah, and his government, I guess,
Yes.
Shehu B'chol Mashallah, that he governs all. Okay.
Therefore, to emphasize that fact, we make these changes in our davening. That reminds us of the situation that we're in.
Uh-huh. Okay. O Shehu Misupach. Okay. So, or if one is in doubt, I guess. The Chazakama Shehu Ragil, Hu Mazkir. The Hacha Lo Mahane Sheyomar Tish'im Pa'amim Kemo B'siman Kuf Yud Daled Sif Hey. Okay, so let's see.
Sifches.
Oh, Ches, sorry. The Chazakah. Okay, so it's a
The Hazakah is a status quo.
status quo that ordinarily he mentions the hacha, and here lo mahane, and here he doesn't.
Right. I mean, the Hazakah, the status quo is he said what he usually says. Right. It's stupid whether he said it or not. So we'll make the assumption that he didn't say the proper thing. He said what he usually says.
Okay, sheyomar tishim. So he has to say it 90 times.
And in here it doesn't help to say it 90 times.
Oh, okay. As it is in Siman Kuf Yudal Tzif Chet.
That's in reference to saying Moshe Ruach when you go, right? There's some who say if you said it when you say it 90 times, so that changes your habit already.
Oh, so that's approximately a month then of saying it.
Right. Or some get.
That's why we have. That's why in Simchas Torah night we do Masha Baruch Hamor de Gashem.
Right.
We say that during one of the hakafas to say it 90 times.
Why doesn't this
Okay.
work for Hamelech?
Because you're not going to say it 90 times.
Right.
You're only saying it for a week.
Right.
You're not saying it 90 times, and you want to go back
Reason-
anyhow.
So my understanding is that the underlying principle is that if you say it 90 times, then you become habituated to saying it. And therefore, if you are in doubt as to whether you said it correctly or not, you can presume that you did say it correctly.
Right. That's correct.
So why doesn't
However,
that work
here,
in this case?
we'll see in the Mishna Berura. I mean, when you say Moshe Baruch Mori Gashem, that's an independent statement, right? However, here to say Hamelech HaKadosh, you have to say Baruch Atah Hashem. You have to say the bracha. It's not simply an independent statement. It's the end of the bracha. So you have to change your habit from saying that bracha in the proper way. So you can't say the bracha 90 times. It's a bracha of Atala. Just make an independent statement. Moshe Baruch Marita Goshen. You can say that independent statement 90 times, and that'll give you a status of changing your previous habit, your routine. But here, it's impossible to say the bracha 90 times. Let's see the Mishna explains.
Okay, well, that's what he just says, I think. The Have Bracha Vatala. So I guess that he would say a wasted bracha.
Right, the only way to change your habit is to say the whole bracha 90 times, and that you can't do.
Mm,
It's not enough simply to say the phrase Hamelach Kadosh.
mhm. Oh, okay. Nemo Mar, below shame. If you say it without Hashem's name, Im Kain b'tefillah kashe yomar b'shem yakzor lelimudo lomar baruch atah Hashem hakel hakadosh hilkach le takanta. So what if so? No, hold on.
So maybe you'll say, let's say Baruch atah Hashem, Hamelach Kadosh. Don't say the Shem, just say Baruch atah Hashem. So that's not going to help, because when you say the name of Hashem in the bracha, in reality, you're going to go back to your usual habit of saying what you always used to say.
Or you might get in the habit of saying Hashem instead of the proper name.
Exactly.
Right.
Now. Okay. Dolly. So there the Rosh. One returns to the beginning of the Amida.
Right.
Brachot Rishonot Chashuvot Ka'achad. At the first brachot are
Gimel, the Gimel brachos, first three brachos.
Oh, the first three brachot, okay, are important like one or as
You
one?
treat it as you treat them as a unit.
Right.
As a unit.
Kashuv,
Oh, okay.
Considered as one.
So that's the Amida and the Hakela Kadosh then prayer.
Right. That's part of the first three brachas.
Okay. Being Barosh Hashanah, the Yom Kippurim, no dalo lehit palel ad haseder lomar uvechein teim patacha v'gomer. Okay, so in the Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, no da, it's known to him. It's what?
Meaning,
Okay.
you have to say the became tein paktakas are part of the first three brachas. You have to go all the way back throughout that also.
Oh, okay.
Like during the weekday, the person has to go back to the three regular brachas that he always says. But on Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, if a person would get a Kela Kadosh, right? So then that makes him has to restart the whole entire Rosh Hashanah davening and Yom Kippur davening, which includes the V'chein Tains.
Okay. Okay. Rak she mitzupak bigmar habracha im siyem hamelech hakadosh. Let's see, and only if he's in doubt, if he finished the bracha hamelech hakadosh, efshar de'ein tzarich laksur. Perhaps he doesn't have to go back to the beginning. The ulai lo shayach lomar kazeh kehergel l'shono bechol shana. Ilu, that is,
So
perhaps it's not required.
right. Meaning, if on Rosh Hashanah or Yom Kippur, after he said the bracha, and what he should have said was a Melech HaKadosh, but he's in doubt now. He's in doubt whether he said a Melech HaKadosh or not. Right. So that the Mishna Berura is saying it's possible in that case, in the case where he's Masupik, meaning if he knows he definitely didn't say it, then he has to go back to the beginning without a doubt. But if he's in doubt about whether or not it said Melech HaKadosh during Rosh Hashanah or Yom Kippur, it says it's possible maybe he doesn't have to go back and say the beginning of the davening from the very beginning. Why the ulai lo shayach lo mebezeh kihirnu l'shana, the kol l'shana. It's possible to say that it's not going to be he was going according to his routine as he usually says it during the rest of the year. Why? Machmas hotosefes shemosif loma kodem sima bracha, because they made all those extra inclusions of the v'chein tains. So it could be, since it's not something, that whole section of davening which you added with tains, it could be that you're not going to be in a situation where you would definitively say he went according to his routine, and so therefore in a case of suffolk he would have to return to the beginning. During the week, yes, because all the davening is exactly the same as you usually do during the week, the rest of the year rather. But on Rosh Hashanah Yom Kippur, when you're inserting the v'chein tains, it could be because you have that preface of those v'chein tains before the final bracha conclusion of Hamelech HaKadosh that you should say. So if he's in doubt, it could be that he doesn't have to go back and repeat everything.
Rabbi,
Yeah.
why don't we say Suffolk Rabbanan Lakula?
See, what you're asking is that we have a question here that you were supposed to do something according to the way the rabbis decreed. The rabbis decreed during these days you're supposed to say Melech HaKadosh, right? So you have a vada chiyuv. Number one, you have a vada chiyuv to daven Shmon Esrei, and if you didn't say according to the rabbis, you will not be fulfilling your obligation according to what the rabbis decreed upon you. And since it's a suffix if you fulfill your chiyuv or not, and you also have the routine which says you did not say what you were supposed to say. With that combination, that's why we would say you have to repeat even in the case of suffix, whereas normally in a normal case you just have suffix brachas, meaning let's say a person he's eating an apple and he doesn't remember if he made a bracha on the apple or not. What's he supposed to do now? He can't make a bracha on the apple because maybe he made the bracha on the apple. But on the other hand, he can't continue eating the apple because maybe he didn't make the bracha, right? So in that case, he's going to have to figure out some way to get somebody else or to go outside and obligate himself to make a new bracha, right? Because that's what we can call suffix brachas lahakel. But that's in a regular case. In a case, let's say he's picking up his lulav and esrog and thinks to himself, did he make the bracha or not? So in that case, we say suffix brachas lahakel, not to make a bracha, but you can still wave the lulav and esrog even without making the bracha, right? But here you have 2 points that are causing you to make a return to the original beginning of your Shmon Esrei. Number one, you had a chiyuv, you definitely had a chiyuv, which is like you had a chiyuv to make a bracha on the apple, you had a chiyuv to make a bracha on the lulav, right? But here, the fact that you're in doubt as to whether or not you said it, that doubt causes us to say that you did not say what you were supposed to say. We assume that you said the wrong thing. So assuming that you said the wrong thing, then you have a definite obligation to say the right thing. So that's why you go back and say it in this case.
I see. Thank you.
Okay. All right. We'll have to stop here. We're in the middle here, but we'll continue this tomorrow, Mitzvah Shem. Okay.
Very good.
Everyone have a wonderful day. We'll see you all tomorrow, Mitzvah Shem.
Thank you, Rabbi.
Okay. Be well. Thank you. Be well. So.